My screw carry work like a pulley with a pulley. When I roam, I go in the zone between hell and back home. It's attack of the drones think before you coming. They got human, bionic, cybernetic, and computer electronic. Just sitting in the atmosphere, watching every move from beyond the stratosphere. You thinking you above the cloud like gangsta, but crashing hard as you fall, baby. I'll crack your top with the hell of the damned and the paid, not the slave. We roam slums coast to coast, and you can ask ghetto flave. I'll be the regiment, spec op, division 735. Fucking with the screw face and might not make it out alive. Blind your vision, blur your sight, bright light, flash bang the brain without a sound. The murder type is Dena in here, so please believe the hype. The grass is greener in here, and the eyes stay tight.
And I'm gonna bring it back to Dena. You know what I'm saying? We came front on Madcap. Not one time. Not one time we came front on Madcap because they did their thing.
Right.
Yes, they did.
They did their thing. Even if it was a short run, you know, they did their thing, and you know.
It's all, and it's still tons of us from Dena.
Well, what about you got to mention the D.O.C. because he came from Texas and put it down for the West Coast.
Yes, sir.
He was with he was one of the original members of the Feel It Fresh crew.
Yeah, yeah. Back
Wasn't
then, NWA Posse.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the original members.
Yeah.
Was D.O.C. And honestly, I think from the lyrical standpoint of the West Coast, we have to give props to the D.O.C.
Oh man, D.O.C. had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that Formula album was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You remember that album when that hit?
You have to give props to the D.O.C.
What was your favorite song off that album?
The Formula?
Yeah.
It's Getting Funky.
No.
That's the classic.
Yours? That was yours?
Yeah.
That's
Mine
the
was
classic.
Doc and the Doctor.
Yeah. Bruh.
Diggy Diggy Doc.
Man.
Yeah.
It's the Doc and the Doctor.
Diggy Diggy
But,
Doc, y'all.
letting the bass go.
That was
was
dope.
shit.
That was dope. That was hard.
Yep. That was the shit.
But that was perfect with D.O.C. and Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was
let
the
the bass
perfect
go.
mix.
Yeah, that to me,
But
that was the shit.
I'm gonna just tell you this.
He was
He
one
brought
of
bars to the West
that
Coast.
album.
The
yeah,
DOC.
he was one of them that
Him and Raz-Kaz, you
Yeah.
got to say Raz-Kaz and Exhibit
Yeah.
and the DOC. Those cats
yeah.
brought bars to the West
Far
Coast.
was tight too though.
Yeah, him too.
Far was tight too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the far was tight.
He was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know.
All the licks was tight
Hey,
though.
Razzie was the truth.
All of
though.
them
I ain't gonna
Raz-Kaz.
lie.
Yeah.
I remember being in the studio with him and Yuckmouth with my boy Boobie, man. I swear to you. And that nigga Razzie, look, he used to have so many verses. And, you know, that nigga was a fucking genius.
Yeah,
man.
Raz-Kaz.
When he did that Nature of the Threat
Yeah.
song,
Oh, yeah.
he
Yeah,
told the truth.
yeah, that's classic.
Man,
That's classic.
man.
That's
People
classic.
still hate him for
That
that.
Soul on Ice.
Man,
Classic.
man, come on.
Classic.
I can even go back
Cats
to
like-
I mean,
what-
stupid classic.
What about Crooked Eye? We can't leave out King Crook.
King Crook was dope.
One of my top 5 on the West Coast.
Who we not talking about?
We can't leave out the Holocaust West Side Wu-Tang member from the Black Knights who the RZA came and brought back from New York from the West Coast.
Right.
So, you know, shout out to the Holocaust. He doesn't get talked about often. You know.
Isn't Hobson from the West Coast too?
I think so. I think he's from Pacoima. Yes,
Yeah.
he is. Yes, he is. That dude is dope.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
But I'm not gonna front.
We forgot Rodney and Joe Cooley,
Man,
one of the
they was
originals
dope,
that
man.
put
They-
it in
man,
the West Coast.
They was dope. Hey, South Central Cartel.
Yeah.
You know they.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
man,
proud of
Come on.
Yeah.
man, them boys was they was in their bag when they was in their bag. You know, so it was a lot of groups. We can even go to the Bay. Nobody said Spice One.
I
Yep,
mentioned
Spice
Spice
you
One.
did? My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's a lot of You
Spice
mentioned a lot of.
One.
We mentioned a lot of people from the Bay, like the Cool and the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yep, cool.
And
you know, you had
Loonies and-
Paris, Ascari X.
Paris was dope.
You know what I'm
They tried to
saying?
ban his records back then.
EPA.
Yeah. We gotta go up to Sac. You know, one of my favorite rappers of all time, I swear to you, is Brother Lynch Young.
Brother Lynch is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope.
Hey, he was in his own bag, bro. Loaded album right there was hands down one of the top 5 albums in hip hop, bro.
Yeah.
And people can debate me on that.
Yeah.
But if you from our side of things, man, you come up from our time when we was coming up, that album right there.
How about
You know what I'm saying? We went on missions.
how
on
about
that
Mac
album.
Mall?
Mac,
A lot of
Yeah.
people slept on him. But Mac Mall
I
was
don't
dope.
think so. Mac Dre was the truth,
Yeah.
but I ain't gonna fuck him.
He doesn't
Nah,
get Mac Mall doesn't get
Nah.
mentioned like the rest of them.
My big homie
you know.
Handbone was listening to Mac Dre back then because he
Yeah.
was going to Fresno and he was
Right.
going up to the Bay back then.
All of them was dope. All
Yeah.
of them. You know, but I didn't, you know, as long as it had a dope beat and the dope rhymes, you know, even with Master P, Silk the Shocker, C Murder, you know, Fiend and all them was coming out. That shit was dope in the South. You know, Goody Mob, you know, Outkast.
Come on now, UGK.
Come on.
Now that's
Come on.
Huh?
yeah.
That's that
That's-
old South
that was
when the
it.
South
Yeah,
was
with
hitting.
pocket
That was
full of
then.
stones and all
Come
that.
on,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro.
I don't care where it was from, as
We
long
was
as
on
it
a-
had a dope beat
Those
and some
those
dope
were on
rhymes.
two different levels. That's the Ghetto Boys and all
You
that.
know,
Yeah.
I'll take it from Master
That's
P
two
and put
different
on
levels.
Redman or something like that. I'll
Yeah,
take
that's
it from
another level, too.
You know?
Redman's a whole nother.
You hear me?
Those dudes were thoughts from a whole nother level of what their hoods were like,
Yeah,
and that just happened to be a universal thought that all of us could understand.
yeah,
But the way that Redman would talk about the fucking bricks, and then the way
yeah.
the fucking
That's funny you said Redman.
for
We
real,
was
and
just
then
talking
the
about
way that
Redman.
Ghetto Boys and them would talk about the lords in the
Scarface,
South and and all that,
Bushwick Bill,
bro.
Willie D.
Bro,
What's your favorite
that shit
Redman
was
album?
crazy. Oh, there's Dark Side.
Muddy Waters,
What, the
my
album?
favorite
We
Redman.
was talking about
yeah,
that
but
today.
but
We was
but
just
bro,
talking about that.
when you say that, you would have no Muddy Waters if there was no There's a Dark Side.
Oh man,
You would have
But
no
I
Redman
ain't
if
gonna
it
lie
wasn't
to you.
for
I ain't gonna tell you
EPMD.
what the
Yeah,
If it wasn't
yeah,
for
yeah,
EPMD,
but Redman
you wouldn't
is-
have
what
Redman.
Let me tell you this, bro.
What the album was
Redman
tight.
in his time, Redman in his time was a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What the
He
album
a
was
force-
tight.
Come on now, that put it on the
So I
map.
mean, yeah. So I mean, but when he did There's a Dark Side, that was it.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was it. I
But you
turned
gotta-
into a serious
but you gotta
Redman
understand,
fan
though,
after that.
They production.
And Muddy Waters
they-
was just as
they-
fucking tight.
Their production was in their bag.
Yeah, bruh. Fucking EPMD, man.
They-
Eric
EPMD,
Sermon was stupid.
bad.
Eric Sermon was
They
stupid.
sound
What about K
Come
Solo?
on. He was
K
like,
Solo.
bro,
K Solo was dope.
He was
but
dope.
bro.
We talking about.
Their shit, man. His,
That whole
his
squad
shit,
was
bro.
dope. That
His
whole-
shit was so fucking
His
classic. You
squad,
could bang
Def
his
Squad.
shit now and be like, and get ahead now.
Yeah, yeah.
His shit is that fucking.
People on the West Coast was
solid.
listening to Redman.
Bro, Redman
Bloods
was
love Redman.
Bruh,
Bloods in the West Coast love
Bro,
Redman.
Redman is
Redman.
stupid.
Nigga, I lived in Pasadena. Man.
Bruh,
19
Redman
Vista,
was
and I was on
stupid.
Redman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Since the whole EPMD craze, everybody loves EPMD.
Right, right.
So since the whole EPMD craze, and man, and then Redman just came off and went off in his
Yeah.
own little world,
Yeah.
and that shit.
Yeah.
And everybody that ever smoked weed understood it.
Man,
So he just had a whole following. It was like Cypress Hill.
I love Cypress Hill. I was gonna bring them up.
So it's
You
like
gotta give them props.
everybody that ever
Yeah.
smoked weed and understood the traumas and tribulations of a
Killer,
niggas
man.
smoking weed and doing shit while you high and all that.
Yeah.
They epitomized it on the West Coast just like Redman did it on the East Coast.
I was
and
in
everybody
junior
understood it.
high
So
when Cypress
just went that
Hill
way.
came out, 6th grade with the first album.
Yeah, I
Dr.
remember the
Just Killer
Underground.
Man.
yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
I
all
was
that
at
whole
a party.
underground shit through Southgate.
Yeah,
At my
You know what I'm
homegirl
saying?
Jenny
Yeah.
house.
yeah.
Bro,
That's
They
all
were
I
fucking
had
with
them
Q
play that
back
song.
then hard.
I
Yeah,
had
oh,
them
they was
play
doing
that
a whole
song
lot of
like
shit
Yeah.
before they got picked up by Columbia.
I had that record, and I had them. I brought the record, and I made them. I remember buying it from Pooh-Bah's, because remember we used to go to Pooh-Bah's.
Yeah.
Boss on Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
That
remember
because
I brought the
they had
record,
all that little nasty underground shit,
and
bro.
I was like, dude, you gotta.
that
play
was our
this
whole
song.
little network.
He played the song, and he played it like 4 times. I never forget that night. That song was dope, and
Yeah.
the nigga took off of my record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that was classic, bro.
Yeah.
Those albums then were stupid classic.
money was hard to come by back
You know what
then.
I mean? But it wasn't like oh they were cut nice little hood cuts. No, I mean,
No.
if you had those songs like seriously, if you ever like if you're listening to this shit, go research those old fucking records that we just mentioned. I'm telling you, I'm not bullshitting you.
Man.
A whole nother idea and ideology of hip hop will open up to your fucking mind.
Compton's Most
You will see
Wanted.
where them niggas was trying to
Music
really go.
drive by.
Bro.
Redman.
And then you're gonna see a blackout session, like even when Redman and Method Man did Blackout, you're gonna see a blackout where all of a sudden hip hop just
Deadly
starts to change into
Threat.
something else.
But see what I'm saying? Look at
DJ
all
Pooh
those
produced
great
that.
black
That nigga was
artists
hard.
that
Yeah.
we've had, and a lot of the young cats don't respect these cats who brought this type of art form.
Yeah, but there's
He-
a, because
art form
because
here.
there was a because there was all of a sudden a blackout where, like you said, everything shuts off, and all of a sudden all these new artists start rushing in with these new ideas. They start taking off and making money. Everybody wants to have clout and they want to brag and they want to say, okay,
I
the way
believe.
we did was archaic. But you got too many. Nas is a ridiculous example
Nas
on
is
how
the
he's
truth.
transcended from where we
He's the
were
truth.
to where it is now. And a lot of these niggas,
You
I
think Nas is the greatest?
I would challenge
Would
any
you
motherfucker.
say-
I would challenge any new artist now coming out
Yeah. Would you
if
say
they would
Nas
say
is
that they
the
can fuck
greatest
with
right
that.
now? Right now, from old to new.
I don't know
you
about
would-
the
you put him
greatest,
on
but
top.
I would say
I
I would
believe-
say one of the most elevated and top artists that would transcend. Because next to Nas, like you say, KRS-One just released this new one, and that shit, I think it's crazy by name, but that shit is literally crazy. And that, bro, that doesn't compare to Nas.
Right.
Not to say which one's better or worse, that just
Right.
don't compare.
Right.
It just
Right.
don't.
Right.
But Nas is too
That's
classic.
the truth. That's
The way he does his shit is just too classic.
Man.
He take you there.
The way his
That's-
storytelling is.
it's beautiful.
When he made
beautiful.
Illmatic and it was written, he
Bro, it's
described New
beautiful.
York, how New York, you can
Right.
see it.
Right.
When
That's
he
what
rap.
Nori was
He
saying.
take
rap.
he
You can
takes your
see
ass
New
to
York.
brunch with
That's what he
him.
was saying. He was
I don't
like,
even
you
go to
could-
fucking brunch,
you
bro.
feel
We
like you be in Queensbridge.
bro, do we don't even eat fucking brunch over here.
Right.
We don't do brunch over here in the West Coast. No,
Yeah.
we don't do brunch. Listen to that shit, Sunday brunch and shit. Your ass would
Brunch
be,
on Sunday.
You embarrassed, bro.
Yeah.
You'll be sitting there right there at the table with this nigga.
You be like, damn.
Like, damn, that's what they do.
That's what we are.
That's a
what we
joy.
are.
Bruh, that is
Yeah.
a beautiful talent.
Yeah.
That's what
And-
we
and-
are.
and-
And the
aspiring
thing
to.
about it, he came back and got Lauryn Hill on the King's
Oh, yeah.
Disease, and
Well, of
she
course.
murdered
Of
that
course.
verse. She killed that
course.
verse. Shout out to Lauryn Hill, by the way.
He knew
Oh.
Yeah.
he knew what to do on that.
Yeah.
You got too many artists that came up in an era where the fight, we know that fight of rebellion is still here because the bullshit still we know it's still around.
Right.
And so we just, for some reason, a lot of us pent up and don't want to express that shit. But he knew where to tap in to get certain people. You can get certain people out, bro. Right now, dealing with the niggas we know, if we can put a certain album together with certain MCs together, bro, we can get a clear message out. Ridiculous.
Definitely.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I mean, these are things that you know that you know you can do as an MC and as who you're working with as a network.
If I'm gonna play more generation of music, it's gonna be Benny the Butcher, it's gonna be Conway, it's gonna be West Side Gun. 'Cause
J.
them
Cole.
niggas is killing it right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know.
but that's your preference. You got young bulls who feel different. You know, they out here, they listening to other stuff. You got to imagine what his kids is listening to, what my kids are listening to.
But what are they talking
as
about?
opposed, that's not
But
what
what
I'm
are they
saying.
talking about?
I'm
What's
just
the
saying-
message?
I'm not saying that.
I just gotta
saying
hit
what- I'm just saying what our kids are listening to. They're not listening to the quality of rap that we grew up listening.
Yeah, I just gotta hit him. I'll just be in the club and be
That's
like,
it.
yo, you, like, I'll be at the club, like, working and shit. And I'll be like, you heard this song? And he'll be like, yeah, I heard this. I'll be like, what you think about that? You know what I mean? So I just gotta make sure, if you listening to the shit that I'm listening to, 9 times out, that's how we did in hip hop.
It's just me. I
So-
know where hip hop comes
ain't gonna
from. I know
lie.
the foundation.
Yeah, so I just wanna
where
know-
I like
it-
some of
it-
this new
it
shit.
comes from. I'm built.
Some
I
of
know
it's
where
tight.
hip hop is built on,
Yeah.
and it's the beats and the
Yeah,
rhymes.
yeah, it's a lot.
You know,
Some
if
of it,
a
a lot of
dope
it-
beat, if a whack beat come on, I'm not listening to it.
Yeah.
Some
Now,
of
if
these
you
new
got a
niggas
dope
is
beat
alright.
come on, and
Well-
then I'm gonna listen to what you saying. It's got to match. It's got to
They-
be the lyrics and the beat. Got to be
OT.
on point.
Hip
Some
hop
of these new
is
niggas is
layered.
alright.
Yeah, hip hop is layered in so
Some of
much
these new
shit now,
niggas is
bro.
all right.
Yeah, it's
Some of them. I'm not
they
saying
got their
all.
own
I'm not
styles.
saying all these young dudes. I'm not putting them all in a basket.
Right.
I'm just saying for the majority.
Right.
A lot of these cats just want to rap because they see somebody else doing it, and a lot of these motherfuckers.
Well, they